Welcome back to another episode of Trash Talk. I'm Jon-Bernard. This is Nick. We are the K-Roos brothers giving you the fight news around the world. We've got a very special guest all the way from London. He's currently in Saudi Arabia right now. We've got Mohammed Makayev joining us.
From Manchester.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Manchester. I get confused. Obviously, he's wearing the jersey for you.
Got the United jersey.
Yeah, okay. Now, Mo, how have you been? How has life been? How's the training been? You look like you're in good spirits.
I'm good. I'm just training every day, morning, evening, with the team traveling. Looking for always for good training camps, and just had my fight in December.
Mm-hmm.
And now just waiting for another one.
Yeah. No, everyone's intrigued to see what you're going to do next. Did you happen to catch UFC 311? It was a pretty, I think, obviously a great way to start the year for the UFC. What do you think of UFC 311?
It was amazing. It was good event. I think only fight I missed it was Arman versus Islam, and but Murab and Umar saved the card. I would say.
What do you think? Honest thoughts. Was Arman's back hurt? What do you think the real story is?
It could be his back hurt. I don't think anyone would miss opportunity, even if it's a small injury. But I think it's something quite bad if he's actually pulled out.
Now, Mo, I've seen how you train and you go into fights. Have you seen the way Arman trains? He looks like he's going to break his neck doing these moves. He's always doing backflips. I'm sure you saw the videos with Nina. He's doing a spiral on his neck. Do you think that's smart going into a fight before doing that? Have you ever trained like that?
That's normal. I think for the wrestlers, we do this for warm up for the wrestling session. Anyway, I think that's normal. But on the fight week, I think because you don't have enough carbs in your body, it's easy to get injured.
Mm-hmm.
And I think on the fight week, a little bit dangerous to do these moves.
Definitely, especially while you're cutting weight. I want to ask you about Umar versus Murab. A lot of people online, there was a bit of contention of who actually won. Who do you think won the fight, Umar or Murab?
Realistically, I thought Murab won. I thought he won. I would say it was the right decision. I don't know.
Did you expect that type of
fight? To be champion, you have to be more dominant, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Did you expect that type of fight? Were you expecting Umar to maybe dominate a bit more? Did you think Murab would actually go in and win that? Because I think coming into the fight, Murab was the underdog.
No, I don't understand why he was underdog, but I thought Murab turned on after third round. I thought he started pasting up after third round, but Umar maybe underestimated him. That's what I thought.
Do you think if Umar doesn't break his hand, that fight could go a bit differently?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think type of Murab opponent. You see what he did with Olympic champion Henry Cejudo. He took him down and
carried him. Yeah.
He got some crazy names like Marlon Moraes, heaviest striker in the bantamweight division. He beat Jose Aldo. He beat some good names, and I think Umar is still developing. I think a little bit maybe we're early for him for the title shot, but I think he will be back stronger. I think he will be back. Is just experience for the 5 rounds for him.
So a lot of people post-fight were saying that Umar needs to go to Georgia for 2 to 3 years and just stay there and learn some wrestling. But what are your thoughts? Dagestani wrestling or Georgian wrestling? What's superior?
No. Murab is a great wrestler, whereas Umar is one of the best strikers in the bantamweight division, and I think it's little bit different styles. I think Umar can also wrestle in Dagestan, but if he goes to wrestling gyms, I don't know. I think it's just trash talk. I think. Georgians always been strong. Georgians always been international, actually good wrestlers, and they have good wrestling.
Now, people are calling for Pantoja to go up and face Murab for the bantamweight title. How do you think someone like Pantoja would go in bantamweight? Be honest.
No chance. I really like realistically, it doesn't matter to me. But I have trained with Pantoja, and he has no wrestling. He's really good jiu-jitsu. He has like one of the best grapplers I ever seen in the flyweight division. Probably similar to like Jafel Filho and these guys. But striking with wrestling, I think Murab mixing the best, and I think Pantoja won't be able to. What Pantoja does, he strikes to wrestle, and it's impossible to do this with Murab. I
Do you,
think
do,
it is a work for Murab.
do you think Pantoja will ever attempt to go up, or do you think he'll just stay at flyweight? He won't go up.
Mm, like realistically, he don't. He should defend the title against? He beat everybody in the division. He
Maybe
beat
someone, maybe
everybody. So
maybe you, Mo.
I believe so. Very soon. Very soon. We
Do
have
you ever
unfinished business.
definitely? Do you ever see yourself potentially going up to bantamweight down the line?
100%. Before UFC, all my fights was amateurs, professional, everywhere. I fought bantamweight, and I felt even better at bantamweight than flyweight. Flyweight, I was a little bit tired, like not tired. I was a little bit lack of strength.
Mm-hmm.
Where bantamweight, I felt better.
Yeah, well, I mean, say that you want to go up to bantamweight eventually. Do you want to conquer flyweight first as a division before making the jump?
Yes, because my body grows. I'm 24. I think next year or year after, I won't be able to make flyweight,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to finish flyweight division, and I would plan move to bantamweight because it's even those fights for me hard to make flyweight.
Now, Murab's known for his crazy cardio, outlasts everybody. He's going the full 25 minutes, not slowing down. How do you combat that? If you were to say face him, what's the best strategy to slow him down or try and get the better of him?
I think to use the speed against him. Use the speed against him more instead of working second. Work as a first. How to explain? First number instead of like defend mode.
Don't
Okay, yeah, you got to
retaliate, be
be
the first to attack.
on the attack.
And don't go crazy in the first rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Use your energy for fourth, fifth round. I think definitely you have to be ready to go 5 rounds with Murab.
Uh, the other main event on the card was Islam versus Money Moicano, and he made quick work of him, submitted him in 1 round. Now, does this to you make Islam the pound for pound number one ahead of John Jones? Before, you've said John Jones is number one. Has Islam now taken the title of number one pound for pound?
Yes, I think Islam is the best lightweight right now in the world, and ranked number one pound for pound. Uh, of course, John Jones is a great fighter. He's a great fighter, and I would say he's undefeated. And but there's no opponent for Islam in the lightweight division right now.
Who do you think he should face next? There's a couple of opponents if he does go up. Ilya Taporia, Bilal Muhammad. Who do you think he faces next?
I think Bilal Muhammad. I think he should fight Bilal Muhammad. I mean, not Bilal, but up division. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what they're up to with like their teammates, and but he should fight for the welterweight title. I think
Mm-hmm.
for the welterweight title, I think he should fight.
Now, let's talk a bit about your career. You recently fought your last fight in Brave. You won, made quick work of him, round one submission. What was it like being back in Brave after leaving the UFC?
Uh it's Brave treats me really well. I feel like I'm back home. I get paid very well there, and but like I said, my goal always be UFC champion, and I really want to come back and finish my unfinished business.
Mm.
After what happened in UFC, what happened in UFC, Hunter told me to get 1-2 fights away, and we will back in conversation again. I've done one fight. Now it's really hard for me to get opponent. Like
Did you?
everybody call me out, but on the paper they're asking for like 100, $200,000 money. They want to bantamweight, like catch weight 63 kg. They want their own rules to fight me, and it's really hard for me to get opponent.
So it's definitely tough to find opponents. Did you know it was going to be that easy going into that fight?
To be honest, in my mind, I wasn't even worried about it. Like it's coming from the like fighting five ranked guys in UFC. They were my ex opponents, like five guys in the top 15 right now, fighting somebody not high level. I would say it's mentally I was going too relaxed into the fight. I was a little bit worried because it was like a sparring day for me, but. I need some nervous. I need to be a little bit nervous. That's what motivates me.
Well, you're finished hopefully with Brave now. You've had your one fight. Do you plan on coming back to the UFC in 2025? What's the plan?
If Uncle Dana calls me, I'm ready. I'm ready, and I'm ready to go back and have finish my unfinished business with Pantoja.
Definitely, for sure. I mean, like you said, Hunter Campbell said, go have one fight outside of the UFC. You've had that fight now. What do you think your path back is to UFC and getting that call?
I think they just want to see my what is called my behavior, what I do afterwards. Like how I gonna do. Like I didn't have any beef since I left UFC, so I learned the lesson, I would say, but I think that's the main thing. That's what they wanted to see probably.
Now, the last time I saw you was in Abu Dhabi, and I believe you were supposed to face Raul Rosas Jr. in a wrestling match. Can you explain what kind of happened there? Because he did pull out of the match, and I think that got cancelled.
Yeah, I've been told that UFC didn't let him to compete. That's what I've been told. But then Dana said we never said that he's not allowed to compete. So I'm not sure. That was the organization where I competed. They told me that UFC didn't let him compete. So there's always will be talking, but it didn't matter to me. I just went there, competed, and that was important to me.
Do you
But
plan
in
on
the
doing?
future, maybe we fight in the cage.
Yeah, that'd be a great fight. Do you plan on doing any more wrestling matches in the future?
Yes, why not? Why not? I would. I would. It was just after my car crash, little bit shoulder injury I had, and like I had opponent like Dominic Cruz there. He didn't want to compete, and then we had a couple names, Roses Jr. Then we had someone else. Yeah, couple guys like pulled out.
Okay.
Well, you're in Saudi Arabia. You're in Riyadh. Do you plan on doing anything at media day? You're going to try and get the UFC's attention, or you're going to be on your best behavior?
They know, like I don't need like attention. They know where I am. They have my number. Like I get offers from different organizations right now, like big organizations, but I don't want any organization like ONE FC. They offered me like 6 fight deal. I said no because I don't want to go to ONE FC with 6 fight deal. I was at Saudi event in PFL. They offered me good money, good deal. Um, but I don't want long-term contract with any organization because I was on 7 fight winning streak in best organization in the world, and I don't need to go anywhere to get stuck. I know they're paying good, but the belt and my dream is more important to me.
Well, besides Pantoja and obviously getting that belt back, is there anyone in the UFC you see right now in flyweight that you would like to come back and fight?
Even if they say like fighting for the belt straight away, and maybe if it's like 1, 2, 3 fights, it doesn't matter to me. I just keep winning, keep getting my fight winning streak, and wherever they say you already fight for the belt, I will fight. And I think there's like Brendan Royval, there's Amir Albazi, there's Brandon Moreno. These top
Mhm.
guys who I could possibly fight, and I already beat like guys like Manal Kape who gonna fight against Royval. So they can
Well,
have rematch when I'm
yeah.
when I'm getting the belt.
When you left the UFC, I think Dana or I think some of people said that you were already negotiating with PFL and other promotions. Was that a good reason for them to really get rid of you? Because you're saying you're getting offers now, but you're not even taking them when you're a free agent.
That's 100% not truth. That's not truth. Because why would 7-0 would get who is like one fight away from the title get talking to PFL or something? If I want to go to PFL or Bellator, I would go there before I was join UFC. They was offering me before I joined UFC, but never went, and that's definitely not truth. And also, I went to Ray Sefo at Saudi. I came to him. I said, "Why did you say like you don't want me in PFL?" He said, "Like you're a nice kid," and he said some good stuff about it. He said somebody told me about you, but I never never dealt with you. So somebody told him apparently, but I'm good with them. But the owner of PFL offered me, you know.
Well, what's the case now? Are you representing yourself? Do you I know you may have left your manager that was negotiating with people without your permission. Are you managing yourself now?
I don't have a manager right now, and uh, yeah, I manage myself right now, but um, I would say I can manage myself also good,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
of course in with UFC it'd be harder for me to negotiate myself.
Mhm.
We will look who to work with in the future, but right now my plan is go back to UFC and and the show what potential I have to become champion.
That's very good to hear. Now, someone that got welcomed to the UFC without having a fight in the UFC was Kaya Sakura. What did you make of his debut? Pantoja made pretty quick work of him. What do you think of Kaya Sakura as a fighter?
He's a great fighter. To be honest, it was at that time it was great signing because apart from Asakura, who else Pantoja would fight? And
Mhm.
I think it was great signing, and I would say he had better chances than anyone in top 10 in the division to beat Pantoja.
Do you think he deserved? Do you think he deserved the title shot in his debut fight?
I would say no. I would say no. But at that time, it was right time to get somebody to bring somebody from outside,
Mhm.
especially a striker, Japanese market side, like Japanese views, something big for the flyweight division. And flyweight getting little bit noticed right now. Not little bit. I think it's getting on. People start talking about the flyweight and Asakura, one of the names who brought some ice to the flyweight division.
Well, I want to get your thoughts on the flyweight division currently.
Mhm.
Pantoja's the champion. Like you said, he's 9-0, I think, against the top 10. So who can he really verse? Brandon Royval's number one. What do you think he should do next? Is he versing
He's
Manel Cape?
he's facing Manel Cape, but let's go through the flyweight division, and I want your thoughts on these individual fighters in the top five. What are your thoughts on Brendan Royval right now?
I think Cape will finish him.
Mhm.
I think it's for me it would be easiest guy in the top 10 division. I would say,
Really? He's ranked one,
from
though.
my fighting style.
Yeah. Yep. Brendan Moreno.
Brandon who?
Moreno.
Marena. He's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. I think he should fight for the belt next.
Even though he's already lost to Pantoja a couple times.
Even though, but last fight was close, and the last performance against Amir Albazi showed that he still got some gas tank to become the champion. And I think he's a great guy. He deserve like I don't think he even he has haters. He's a really nice guy.
Okay. Rank three, Amir Albazi. What do you think?
Mm, uh, I think I thought he's like after his surgery, he fought, he can't come back. I think, but he needs maybe one fight in top five against somebody, but not right now. He
Hmm.
he's not deserved to fight for the belt right now.
And then what about Kai Kara France, the guy from New Zealand?
They should make rematch between Albazi and Kai Kara France, I think.
Well, he's scheduled to face Pantoja next for the title. Do you think he deserves that shot, or do you think he needs another fight before getting a title shot?
Kai Kara France. But if not Kai Kara France, who else?
Yeah.
Moreno or Kai Kara France. But I think they would give Kai Kara France option.
I think he did an interview recently where he came at you and said you called you a boring fighter, and he said that this is fighting, not wrestling. What did you make of those comments?
Yeah, but when I joined UFC, he has interview. He said he's a great talent. I watched him his amateur fights, and when he reaches top 10, we will face each other. But when I reach top 10, he still didn't fight me. So he can talk as much as he wants because he knows I'm not in the division right now. And boring or not boring, I still got more views than him.
I think you also went to Twitter and you said you have more finishes than him as well. Do you see?
I have more finishes than him than his whole career in UFC, and I was 23 years old when I had more finishes than him. I don't know what he did at his 23 years old.
If the UFC come to you and say we want you to face Kai Kara France, do you think that's a good matchup for you?
All day, I'll sign. Doesn't matter Kai Kara France or who else. Like Erceg also said I'm boring, and then he got KO'd. And he's free and two, and next fight he gonna lose again, and then he's free and see you later, bro.
He's an Aussie, so I will preface that. But I did see that he said something along the lines of, you know, you were causing some trouble in the UFC. He said that you messaged him and said, "Hey, stop talking shit." Is that true?
That's true because I told him, I said because I was never rude to any UFC nutritionist team. That's definitely not true. If it's true, I'll end my career today. Because if they come out and say that I was rude to somebody, I'll end my career today. That's definitely not true. Imagine that UFC nutritionist team who brings food to me and I'm rude to them. They add some salt and I never make mess and I never make weight. You know, that's how important the team is, and they're always good to me. And he came out and said I was rude to them and I was disrespectful. That's definitely not true. He came out, said lies about me, tried to bring my name down, and he's got his karma. He got killed.
What's you reckon? What's his reasoning for lying? Like, why would he do it for? Is he trying to set up a potential fight? What's his motive?
I thought he just tried to get attention because he's boring. He can't even talk properly.
Yeah, I mean, he's not scheduled to be on the Australian card anytime soon. I don't know what his next fight will be. What do you think's next for Steve Erceg?
Yeah, he's fighting Makayev next 1st of March.
That's right. That is right. Yeah. How do you think that fight plays out?
I think Makayev will beat him.
Okay.
You have no faith in the Aussie at all?
Huh?
You have no faith in Erceg at all?
Listen, like in faith in what for Australia?
Yeah, we need him to win. We need fighters to do well here.
Yeah, we need some big names in Australia. You think he's got no chance?
Volk's getting up there. We don't have much else.
No, Australia has like good names, but it's just what Erceg came out and said about me. It's something I didn't like. But to be honest, remember when he fought against Pantoja? I tweeted like about 3 posts. I said I wish him all the best. I hope he becomes champion. And I came to him at UCP. I said all the best to Erceg. I was sat down with him just before weigh-ins. I was good with him. And then he came out and said this about me. I don't know. I was in Australia in 2020 competing in Gold Coast. IMF Oceanic Championships. I really liked, and there's a couple of interviews where I said it's the best place I ever been. Australia. People treat me really well, but I still want to wish him best, even if he said stuff about me.
Mate, we'd love to have you back down here anytime. Another fighter I want to ask you about, you've mentioned him before, Manel Kape. Now, he's facing Brendan Royval. Between you and Manel Kape, is the beef officially squashed?
For me, it is. I messaged him, I apologized to him for whatever happened, even though he started first. But whatever happened, it's happening.
How do you think he'll go in his next fight against Brendan Royval?
I think he will finish him.
Mm-hmm.
You think it'll be similar performance to his last fight?
Sorry?
Do you think it'll be a similar performance to his last fight where he's kind of putting on a show?
I think so.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. He has better striking. He has not bad ground game defense, and I think he will dominate Brendan Royval.
Did you watch his last fight? He definitely put on a show. He was showboating. He looked very sharp. Is it a new Manel Cape? Because he went over to Dana White and said, I want to make the flyweight division great again. Is this a rejuvenated Manel Cap? Someone we haven't seen before in the UFC?
No, if you watch his fights at Rising and other organizations, because I watched his fights, I watched all of his fights before my fights and before my fight versus him, and I think he's been always had this style and confidence. I think he's always been like this.
Now, I want to ask you about your relationship with Tom Aspinall, the interim UFC champion. We've spoken to Tom, and he says he grew up watching you in the gym. What's your relationship like with Tom Aspinall now? And do you guys still keep in touch?
Yeah, we're still in touch. His father was my first BJJ coach ever. Like, I was doing wrestling session, and upstairs in the gym there was a BJJ class, and I said, "Can I join?" And there was no sparring partner to me, like my size, all big guys like Tom and bigger. And and Andy said we can roll together, and he smashed me. I remember I was thinking I'm the best wrestler in the world. That time I was like 12 or 13 years old, and then Andy just like pressured me. I'm like, wow, I want to learn this jiu-jitsu stuff.
Yeah, wow, what a story. Now, do you think he is going to face John Jones this year?
I think so. I think so. I think he will. I think he will beat John Jones, in my opinion, right now. And not disrespect to John Jones, but I think Tom on a peak right now, where Jones little bit slowing down because of his age. Any greatest fighter, when the age kicks them, they're on the way down. But skill wise, if they were same age, of course I would pick John Jones. But right now, I would say Tom has greatest striking in the division. He's an actual jiu-jitsu guy.
What do you think in that fight? Do you think he goes for the early finish round one, or is he try and do everything that he can to try and, or John Jones will do everything that he can to try and prolong the fight?
I think Tom will put pressure against him, and his reaction won't be same. John Jones' reaction won't be same as he was used to be.
Now, Mo, I want to talk about your tweets. I love following you on Twitter. I think you're really funny on there. Now, you mentioned that on Twitter, you joke about being an Uber driver and working at McDonald's. Is it true? Have you been Uber driving at all? How's your Uber rating right now? And are you flipping burgers at McDonald's? What have you been doing in your off time?
No, brother. I used to work before, like before my professional debut. I did work. I did work at construction, working like cleaning offices, did some deliveries and stuff. But since my professional debut, I never worked. I never work, and if I really need, I will go out. It's no embarrassing to it. Every man out there should be working. Doesn't matter like cleaning or whatever. Like it should be normal for a man. It's embarrassing if you don't work and you asking for the money of your parents or somebody. But of course, I'm not working. But I just go. Someone. I just got paid $300,000 from my brave fight. So like everybody laughing about I've got no job, like. But I do invest. I do invest. I don't spend my money for like cars throwing about, and I do invest because nobody gave me anything for free. So everything I earned, and I know I had dark days in my life. I don't want to go back to those dark days. That's why I invest everything. So when I'm later in my career, I'll be good.
What are you investing in, Mo? You in Bitcoin? You in all cryptocurrency? What are you investing in? I need some tips.
No, like buying apartments and rent them out. I think
Yeah.
that's safest investment I bought Bitcoin when it was 16,000. Then I sold it when it was 27,000. And then when it was 104,000, I was biting my elbows.
Should have hold, should have hold. No, but mate, it's a great outlook to have on life. I mean, now that you've left it, now that you've been out of the UFC, do you appreciate how good of a life of an athlete is, of a fighter is, and you want to go back and obviously still have aspirations of being one of the youngest UFC champions?
Now I'm not youngest UFC champion, but even though I didn't achieve this goal, I still believe I came close than anyone, and
Hmm.
I still could have given this opportunity, beating two ex-title contenders, finished one Ultimate Fighter winner, Tim Elliott, um, and beating like who is my opponents, like all of them in five guys in top 15. I think Cody Durden just left top 15, but it was Charles Johnson, Alex Perez, Mokaev, and who else was there? I think there was a couple of names, and I think they're all doing good. And I think I came close to it. That's why I don't regret for trying, pushing to get this. But still, I want to become champion, and I believe I can.
I'm sure we'll see it down the line. And last question, I really appreciate your time, but UFC London is around the corner. If the UFC call you and say, "Hey, we'd love to have you on that card," you wanted to be on UFC London, and who do you think you would fight in the flyweight division? If you had to pick one opponent right now, who would you fight in the flyweight division at UFC London?
Hard to say because now flyweight division a little bit busy.
Hmm.
Everybody is booked, and a little bit short time for guys to accept the fight because flyweight guys don't like to take they like 2 3 months to make flyweight. But even if they come and say, "Listen, we got to fight for you at the bantamweight division," I'm ready to go.
Okay, that's great to hear. Now, Mo, what do you want to say to your fans that have been watching your time in Brave, and want to see you back in the UFC? Do you have any message for your fans?
I just want to thank to my real supporters, believing that I will be back to big league, and like every athlete got this stuff in a life. Like for example, Habib had 2 years of the injury. Is
Hmm.
about to end his career because he had the knee surgeries and stuff. I have this side of my career, not injury, but little bit difficult situation um, in August last year. But it made me stronger mentally and physically, I think. And I grew from the situation. I never broke down, never complained about it, and just learning from it.
That's good to know, Mo. We can't wait to see you back in the UFC. I'm sure we'll be seeing you there in 2025, mate. We wish you all the best, and I'm sure we'll have you back on very soon. But thank you for your time.
Thanks, Mo.
Thank you so much, guys.